everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at the Apaches of Paris. Now, Apaches, I guess here, is the name of the criminal gang. That's as much as I can get from this. This is a game that is actually in French, but I have English rules for it, and there's not really any text in the game itself. And in this game, you're trying to control different regions in Paris. Controlling is usually a good thing, but not always in this one. Let's take a look at how it plays. In this game, players are going to play over 3 rounds, and your object is to get the most money, which is kind of like real thick paper money. I'm not a big fan of paper money, but this is almost cardboard, so it's more acceptable in this. So you have a map here, and each of these regions, each round, is going to be worth something. Now, you don't know exactly what it's going to be worth because there's different options. So this green territory could be worth nothing. It could be worth 100 francs worth of stolen goods, or it could be worth 500 francs worth of stolen goods. This one here, the blue one, could be worth 300 francs of stolen goods, 400 francs. It could give you 2 guys. It could kill one of your people or wound them, or it could put one in prison. And so I don't know which one there is. So what you have is there's a tile for each one. So here's the 6 tiles for yellow. And at the beginning of each game, you're going to take one of each color out and set them near the board. No one knows what that says, but that is what that territory stands for. Then, in player turn order, players are going to be drafting these. They're going to take from the leftovers. So you'll put all the rest out on the board. It doesn't matter where they go, and you'll just start drafting them. So everyone's going to end up with 6 because some of these areas will be shut down if you play with less than 4. So let's say in front of me, I have 1 pink, 2 blues, and 3 yellows. This means I know that yellow is not kill someone. I know that yellow is not 300 francs, and I also know that it's not 400 francs. So I know that it's not the 300, the 400, or the kill someone. So I know that it's steal money from other players, someone goes to prison, or 200. I don't know which one exactly, but I have some information. So everyone's going to have some of the information, and combined, you have all the information. Once everyone has drafted these tiles, then players are going to take turns. You have to, on your turn, take one of your stashes and reveal it. So let's say I show this one. I'm like, guess what, guys? This death. I put it on the tile itself. Or I might say this one here, that's also not. You get wounded with that one. Whatever it is, you have to put one on the board in your turn. But you also have optional. You can put as many of your Apaches on the board on a single turn. So each player has 7 of these Apaches, these gangsters that are going to go on the board. And they're made of this kind of wood. It's kind of a weird wood, but I really like how it feels. You also have these 3 little guys. You can send them out, but you can only use them once per game. So you could use 1 for each round of the game. You could put all 3 out in round 1, but when they come off the board, you won't have it again. Now, when you put people on the board in a spot, you can never have the same number someone else does. So if there's 3 there, red could put 2 there, or 1, or 4, but they could not also put 3. You can also, in your turn, move Apaches from one district to another. So I could take these guys and put 1 here and 1 here. I could move them both here. If they were here, I could move both of them into this spot. Again, as long as you respect the fact that each area can only have 1 majority. Now, so if I want to take this from green, I'm either going to have to hope they move some people out or put in 4 reds yourself. You're going to keep doing that till all the big people are out on the board and all these stashes are been revealed. At that point, everyone's going to know. You'll reveal what each one stands for, and whoever has the most people there wins whatever's there. So winning is not necessarily always good. If I win here and I get 500, yay, I'll take 500 francs in money. But if I win and someone goes to jail, I'd take one of my guys and stick them in jail for a turn, or stick them in the hospital for a turn. And if they're dead, they're there for the rest of the game. Now, you can spring someone out of jail. You can pay money to get someone out of jail. You can't pay to get someone out of the hospital. They'll come out after a round. And that matters because at the end of the game, you're going to get extra money for every guy you have that's not in jail, dead, or in the hospital. But other than that, you'll shuffle everything and start again. So there's different things in each territory that can happen. There's some bad things. Some will give you a couple extra workers that you can use in the next round. When you have people get dead or killed, these little novice guys, you can't use them. It has to be one of your 7 leaders there. But there's also 2 special districts on the board. So where the bourgeois is here, whoever has the most there is going to take one of the bourgeois tokens. So there's going to be 4 of these tokens out there, and you'll take one at the end of the game. They're going to be worth 200, but one is worth minus 200, and also sends one of your people to prison. Whoever has the most people here in this black area here is the fence district, is going to get 200 for each successful thing that they've stolen, which are the rings on the board. So if you stole those and you also control this, those will be an extra 250. And you also get 1 extra guy that you can use in the next round. That's it. So after 3 rounds, you're going to add up your money. You'll reveal the tokens that you got from this area, and whoever has the most money is the winner of the game. So things that I like about this game, I really like the art. I think the art is cool. Not a big fan of how the box opens. This is kind of an old-fashioned box. But this game has such an interesting concept to it. The idea, I'm a big fan of having partial information in games. So if you know some of the things here, but you're watching everyone else. So if I see someone puts 3 guys there, and they have 2 of the pink ones, I'm like, well, they must have the 2 bad ones, because they must know that it's not one of the bad things. So it has to be one of the good ones there. And they're trying to take control of it. So they must know something I don't know. But they could be bluffing me. They could place him there, and then the next turn, move him out. And I love that concept. I love this idea of area control, but you don't want to win everything, because dying is not a good thing. That you have these little guys, the novices, that you can use once per game. So you have to use the best time for them. And it works really well. Now, you'll have some games that have very unbalanced scores. Sometimes someone just crushes it. But the game isn't particularly long. I want to say it's 30, 40 minutes. And the drafting at the beginning, you're picking colors. You might pick a lot from one color because, hey, if you know everything about that color, then you know exactly what's there. But no one's going to let you get that. In fact, in the games I see, the green ones, there's only 3 tokens there. Someone takes a green token. They know 1/3 of the information. Someone takes the other token, because there's only going to be 2 tokens left over because one of them was removed. But those 2 players now know green, and every other player is watching what those 2 players do. Lots of fun. It's such an interesting concept. I don't think it's going to be everyone's cup of tea, but the idea of reading other players, the idea of deciding what spot to put things, I think this one's a lot of fun. I'd love to see this one be reprinted in English. This is one of those finds that I found. I was like, wow, what a cool little game. This feels different than other stuff. And it was enjoyable to try to outthink the other players, outguess them. Yeah, paper money and tokens and some weird wooden pieces and a map and an odd name, the Apaches of Paris. But it comes together in a neat little area majority game that has that twist of sometimes you get that stabbed by the area majority, Yeah, I have the most here. Well, guess what? One of those guys is going to the hospital. So definitely this is more of an esoteric game, but I'd give this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a lot of fun, worth playing again, and if you can find a copy of it, worth you checking out. So I'm Tom Vasel, and that's Les Apaches de Paris, or the Apaches of Paris. See you next time on the Dice Tower.